Just look at the farm this morning.
Yeah.
You know, there's groups of people, there's kids there, there's people in the cafe.
Buzzing, isn't it? Yeah.
And the more people we can get out onto the farm and experience the things we're doing, we seem to see the more benefits that creates. Volunteers are coming and working, and then suddenly they've got this idea and they say, well, can we rent that? And then they're setting up their own areas on the farm. So yeah, it's all got a link into some economic return, but then the social and environmental elements seem to follow on from that.
We're really lucky that we can work alongside David Rose. So here we've got the agroforestry, we've got the edible woodland, we've got the beautiful hedgerows. We're part of that. We work hand in hand with David and FarmEco because we share the volunteers. We're also helping by doing tree planting. So there's that really good interaction between us. The whole of this area, I mean, all here where our new polytunnel frame was, that was deep with water last year when we had this intense rainfall. Without these contour trenches, the whole of the site was underwater. So we wanted to plant all our trees for the tree nursery, but we didn't want them to get washed away. So I referred to some research regarding contour trenching, which is basically on sloping land. You dig the trenches, make a bund parallel to the contour, then you plant your tree nursery trees, because then when it does rain, they benefit from that groundwater that sinks into the ground and raises up through that natural progression to feed your tree, irrigate your trees.
Right.
So you've got flood mitigation, so the rest of the land isn't flooded, and you've got a natural rainwater capture system.
Bunds and swales to intercept the water flow and retain water so that it doesn't just run off the surface, it actually is encouraged to soak away into the ground. And a similar thing happens naturally with hedgerows placed in the right locations to intercept flow paths on the landscape. It can have great benefits for an area that would otherwise be very wet and horrible.
I mean, this also, the cooler trenches, prevent frost damage.
Yeah.
You've got cold air running down the hill and it will collect in the lower areas and it stops your production crop from being damaged. It can be used in many different ways in all sorts of settings. I think there's a change from digging ditches to get the water off the farmland to saving it for sustainability. This is the sheep's fleece. It's a wonderful insulation, so it stops all that water evaporating. Okay. So you've got the raised bed, so you've got really good drainage. You've got a water reservoir underneath and you've got that mulch on top. And if you're planting at home in your garden or anywhere, mulch it saves you using so much water up. This is a very small example of what could be done with contour trenching. This would also work on a much bigger site for farmers, for example. So it not only helps self-irrigate, but it also stops all that water that we're seeing at the moment with climate change. It's stopping it going to the dikes and into the streams and then adds the flooding downstream in towns and cities.
So CSF is able to help and support farmers, helping placement of trees, planting trees, managing the trees crucially, and also engaging a lot of other partners who've got great experience in this. To contact your local catchment sensitive farming team, go to gov.uk/CSF.
It's just devastating to see people's fields underwater. All those crops just washed away. I mean, that's just, it's just so sad. So I just hope that people think, I wonder how I could do that on my farm or on my land. Do it bit by bit, just see if it works, and it might save your business.